have Virgo in your astrological chart, all the information you're looking for is in the description box down below. And thank you so much for supporting Sikiksyd. If you'd like a personal reading, then information is in the description box down below. Next to the butterfly, and that link will take you straight to my shop where you can find all of my services, as well as reviews for those that have already purchased these services and how it has impacted them as individuals. This is for Virgo. Whether you have Virgo in your chart, or you're cross-watching, you want to see what's going on with Virgo, or you felt intuitively guided to watch this reading, this is for you. What is the energy that Virgo is learning to embody in each lifetime? What's the energy that Virgo is learning to embody in each lifetime? Okay. What you're learning is to not fall in love with your first idea. And this can also represent, say you're single, right, Virgo? It's about staying optimistic and open to all of your options. If this is career, this is about not staying stuck on one idea that you wish to bring into your career, but allowing yourself to expand on that idea and see the beauty of manifesting all of your ideas into one beautiful manifestation, okay? And to realize that the success is when you surrender to chance, not necessarily when you get caught up on, is this meant to be? Instead, surrender to the chance that it may not be, but at least you gave the shot, right? And that all great art at its center has contemplation. All masterpieces had thought put into it, had a sense of pondering. Should I do this? Should I not do this? How much should I invest into it? Well, that's a lot of energy. Maybe I shouldn't do all that. Instead, right, of staying true to just one idea because it's the first idea you had, it's about challenging yourself to be even greater than that first idea. And the truth is, this can be the idea that you've had of yourself. Not falling in love with who you thought yourself to always have been. It's like the story Naruto. In that story, right, he has this beast inside of him that nobody knows how to contain. Everybody fears. Nobody understands him, right? And he's isolated from other people because other people don't understand him or they fear him. That this beast within him, that not even he knows how to control and has been locked inside of him, is something that you should fear about this child. Right? So he becomes an outcast. He gets constantly bullied and teased, ignored, and viewed as an underdog. And that mentality or that idea of the way that other people saw him as shifted for himself when he realized that it didn't have to be about how he's always been viewed by other people, that particular idea. The idea shifted when he realized, when he was learning, right? When he ended up going to the school and began to learn more about teamwork and learn more about his own abilities and powers. And then when he actually got a true sage to study under, right? He learned more about himself, that there was nothing to fear about the powers that he had. It was no longer about falling in love with this idea that he's always had about himself, being an underdog and being driven by that, because the truth is, he realized what he was doing, everything that he was doing it for, right? The training and the meditating and the constant studying, what he was doing it for was because it was more so about identifying who he was. It was about being who he was rather than who he was striving to be. Does this make more sense? It was no longer about falling in love with the ideas of what people say you are and what they say you're about, and not doing what it is that you love because you're trying to prove something to someone, but doing it because when you do what you love and you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. when he fell in love with the idea of who he truly was rather than who he always believed himself to be. That was when he truly mastered the surrendering to chance, right? When he realized, you know what, I need to learn more, and then that's okay. But he had to take a chance, and he wasn't always for certain. But at the end, it was this great art. He realized he was a masterpiece. He wasn't some disaster. He wasn't some monster. It was about his perspective of how he utilized the powers that he then learned how to use. It was about finding people who appreciated him for the gifts and abilities he had rather than shunned him for it. And thus, when he learned how to love the beast within him and utilize it for the right reasons, he was able to help other people see the same within themselves. That the monsters and the beasts that we hide from within ourselves are actually something that contribute to the very masterpiece in our life that we're trying to manifest. What's hidden from Virgo and Virgo's love life is taste. Ooh, 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 ooh. Flavor, sweetness, pleasant, expensive, the details, and beauty. Virgo, you do represent a sense of beauty. Beauty actually starts in Virgo before it goes right into what? Libra. Okay, it does play a part in that. Now, you're all about the details, about the little things. I feel like what's in your love life is, one, it's like you know your value, the expensiveness, you know your value. Virgos hold themselves to a particular grace. They hold themselves to a particular standard, right? Which is why they feel that it's okay for them to say, well, if I hold myself to this standard, that's the only type of energy that I wish to have in my life. And that's perfectly acceptable. It's like attracts like, right? And with John Cage, it's almost like you see all these entities around him, right? Not all of your thoughts are your own. And not all of those thoughts that you have are negative. They may be honest and brutally honest, but not all of them are negative, right? Some of them are actually very useful for you to utilize in this masterpiece. And some of the greatest arts that have ever been created, right? They stemmed from chaos. They stemmed from ideas that were thrown all the way around them. And realizing that when you fall in love, there's a chance you won't get back up. It's about being in love with it, right? Because that's consistent. When you fall in love with something, there is no sense of stability. There is no groundedness, right? And your love life, I feel like what's being brought into it is a sense of enjoyment that has been lacking or missing for a long time. It's like candy. Just the right amount of candy, not too much, not too little. It's a treat. There's a treat coming for you in your love life. And it could be, you know, candy is so many different kinds of candies, right? When you go into the candy store, you have, there's chocolate. There's Jolly Ranchers. There's jelly beans, my favorite, right? There's an assortment. There's a variety. In your love life, it's realizing that love is going to come in different ways, shapes, and forms. And each taste will be different depending on who you are and who you're dealing with. But it's about staying true to what it is that really does fulfill you. It's about not settling for the first thing simply because of the way it looks or the way it tastes or whatever. It's about allowing yourself to say there is no rush. There's no rush, right? And this could be how you're going about your love life, right? Meeting new people, dating new people from all over the world, all over places. I feel like you are allowing yourself to try new things, try new people, Virgo. There could be a lot of people interested in you, and it's almost like an assortment, right? And you're carrying yourself with a sense of beauty and worth. I love this, Virgo. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. future for Virgo. Okay. Future for Virgo. Future for Virgo. Okay. Future for Virgo. Alright. Okay. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Cups. Okay, Virgo. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay. You have the 9 of Cups and you have Judgment, Pisces and Jupiter, Libra, Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn. The Devil in reverse, as well as the 2 of Wands, Aries, Scorpio. 7 of Cups, Venus and Scorpio, Knight of Pentacles, Leo, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Aquarius. And what I'm seeing underneath the deck, you have the 9 of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. You have the King of Cups in reverse, Libra, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Hermit in reverse, Virgo, World in reverse, 6 of Cups in reverse, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Sun in Scorpio for the 6 of Cups. All right. There may also be like a car crash of some kind. There could be a car crash here. There could be like car problems. There could even be an emotional outburst. Okay. Lack of emotional maturity and discipline. Right? For a lot of you, I'm seeing, especially when it comes to drinking here, there could be like 9 of Cups, overindulgence in something. It can almost feel like there's a nightmare happening for you with Judgment in reverse. It's like a nightmare where the nightmare is finally over because you realize that you're royalty. That's why it's purple. It's actually very healing to come into the awareness that something is not emotionally fulfilling and making that judgment call that it's not meant for you or it's not meant to be. Okay, that could be anything that you're realizing, oh, something is not meant for me, something's not meant to be, and that releases you from the codependency of it. And that could be an addiction. That could be the addiction that you have towards something to make yourself feel more fulfilled regarding your self-worth, your self-confidence, your self-value, your fulfillment in your career, your fulfillment in love, right? It could even be that you realize what doesn't make you happy, right? What is not your ideal partner or spouse or connection, right? And realizing that if anything in your life as you move forward does not work out, it's because it was not meant for you. Releasing you from the codependency of you believing that it holds all the answers and all the truth for you, right? Releasing you from the carbon matter experience, realizing you're a spiritual being having a human experience, right? Breaking the simulation. A lot of your unhappiness has stemmed from the dependency of carbon matter, the dependency of what you can feel, taste, touch, smell, right? And this allows you to make a new decision with masculine and feminine energy. Some of you are finding love online, and this person may be in another country, another state. The 2 of Wands is also symbolizing like you're making a decision to maybe get into foreign exchange, trade, money, okay? I'm also seeing you collaborating. You deciding to collaborate. A new lane. You have the 7 of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. What's interesting is I feel like you're coming out of this confusion. Okay? Rather it's you don't want to deal with 50 million different people. Okay? This is not online dating. This is not dealing with many different energies and people because you've realized your own value and self-worth. When people are on dating apps and these different things, it's because they don't want to be alone. It's because they don't want to look at themselves, right? And so there's this sense of clarity that's coming in that maybe you don't even if you are online dating, you don't like your options. And it would be because you're realizing that you needed to look at the self-worth and self-value that you have for yourself, right? The self-love you have for yourself. Now with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, this is also coming into clarity. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse is, even if you look, the ethereal of the body, right? The body, you can see, looks like the cosmos, and as he holds the pentacle, pentagram, right? Now, the thought, the way that you've been thinking, Virgo, has been mainly connected to work, right? No fun. This can also symbolize not working at all with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. This can be like dropping out. This can be like being obsessed with the physical. Not really remembering what the whole purpose and the reason was for it, right? Your work or your job or your mission. And that is what you're going to come to conclusion about why you're unhappy in it. Because there's a need for you to bring some changes. I feel like there may even be a sense of projection, right? If you're unhappy in it, you may assume that others may be unhappy in it when the truth is they're not. It's just how you're truly feeling, okay? With the Knight of Pentacles, this is like you've lost some sense of interest in something. This could be in work. This can be in your self-esteem. This can be in your health. This can be in how you're being publicly recognized. This can be in how you lead others or group involvement. This can be the military. This can be the entertainment industry. This can be if you're a doctor. This can be if you're in the government and you're like a police officer or something. Or this could be astrology. You could be an astrologer. Okay, it's Aquarius energy. But it's about you realizing why you've been why you haven't been happy in particular things. And realizing it's because you've been ignoring the call. You know, the red flag, ignoring the red flag. Ignoring the red flag. But this comes with the identification of the relationship you have with yourself. And then that is protruding. It's almost like seeping into your career and how you're publicly recognized, how you recognize yourself. Okay? Almost like you're realizing you've been ignoring some type of, like the trumpets are blaring, you've been ignoring something. And then staying in that unhappiness. And the genie represents the jinn. Okay? That's a spirit. Those are spirits that you don't just mess with. They're very dangerous. They also represent, is it a guardian or is it a servant? It would depend on your perspective towards it. And that's the same way that we treat spirit. That's the same way we treat ourselves. Right? It's almost like when you're dealing with Jehovah. Are you going to be negative and allow it to be, I'm just a servant, I'm just stuck in this carbon matter, there's nothing I can do? Or do you show compassion and empathy and kindness to Jehovah and you realize that Jehovah becomes Jeshua? Our humanity is what makes us godly, right? And so it's about detaching away from the need for the material, the mundane, the everyday, the routine that's boring the hell out of you, leaving it behind with no closure, and honestly, a lack of awareness of where the hell you're going, but knowing that you're leaving behind with the Six of Cups, unhappy relationships, connections. The Six of Cups is also child abuse, okay, child neglect. Someone's also losing their parental rights, okay? But it's about leaving something behind with no closure, because the closure comes from yourself. And realizing that you're leaving it behind because you are repeating a negative pattern that stems from childhood. Most likely from child abuse or child neglect. And the awareness of where your emotional unavailability is stemming from not wanting to go within. Not wanting to go in the woods and see what's in the dark, right? But the forest represents the abundance. Each little germinal seed was an experience. And when you're able to go through the woods and not be afraid of the darkness, you become that much aware of the emotion that's inside of the cup. You become that much more aware of who you are and how you can lead others, right? But there's been a paranoia. There's been like a dissociation even, right? Sort of like you've been trying to find yourself through the dark, right? The King of Cups in reverse, Libra, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, the King of Cups in reverse represents rape. It can represent, it could be a rapist. It could be like emotional manipulation. It can be when you give emotion and you take it away. Being emotionally unavailable, being interested in the same sex. The King of Cups in reverse can also represent someone who is not emotionally balanced, right? Or emotionally aware. Not emotionally available, not listening to one's intuition, could be loyal to a fault. In a relationship, this would be someone who's cheating or doesn't want the responsibilities of being a father. Okay, this person could work in the military, could work in the government, could be an athlete, could work as an author, or could even be an artist, I just heard. Could work in finances, taxes, loans, assets, the esoteric, the occult, could work with emotions, could be a psychologist or a philosopher even, could be a counselor, could be somebody who is a lawyer, could be a realtor, okay? But it's about realizing that when you don't go within, rather you're a man or a woman, then you're detached away from the masculine energy within yourself, and that this all stems from past relationships in childhood. Realizing you have to give that closure to yourself. This can also be like if you had a father pass away and there was no, or there was an absentee father and there was no show of what a real man is, right? Or that perception of what a man is, and that image, right, has been shoved down your throat so much you actually lost sight of who you are rather than who you're supposed to be. Do you get what I'm saying? That's all you've been focused on is who am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to appear as? This is body dysmorphia with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, right? The way that you're going to succeed through this is by getting into the feminine energy within yourself. Venus in Virgo, this is about the love within yourself. It's amazing to give back to humanity, but it's also about giving back to yourself and do a job that you love. That way, you never work a day in your life. This is someone who took a talent and then made it into a trade, made it into a business. This is an overnight success. It's like you go to sleep one night, you wake up the next morning and you're famous. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who's extremely independent and in absolutely no rush for a relationship. Okay, this is someone who's the minor arcana of the Empress, and it's saying when we get in touch with that energy of the femininity within ourselves, Virgo's a very feminine, the most feminine of the signs out of the zodiac. And although the earth signs are considered the most demonic, right? Because it can turn physical, right? It's about being more secure within yourself. There's something that you don't like about yourself on the outside, so you overcompensate for it. There's something you don't like about yourself. And I think a very good point was made in the, a movie I watched a couple of days ago where they said, there was something that this masculine energy didn't like about himself, and he was a Virgo, right? He's deceased now. He didn't like something about himself, so he overcompensated in other ways, having the best posture, dressing a particular way, talking a particular way. There were certain things he did to overcompensate for the insecurities that he had physically, right? And this can be financially, whatever it is that you feel insecure about. It's about releasing the perception about who you're supposed to be and instead being who you are. Don't ever allow someone to tell you who you're supposed to be, Virgo. It's about being exactly who you are. For some of you, this is theft. With the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, it can be theft, okay? It can be cheating. This is someone who's unfaithful in a relationship, okay? And some of you are straight up just, look at that. I just broke the deck. And you have Taurus, Libra. You have Beyonce, the Empress. Okay, so someone's also pregnant here. Okay, or there's an energy of the feminine energy, whether you're a man or a woman, nurturing your business like a baby. This could be nurturing your animals like a baby, having an actual baby, being an actual mother, or taking very good care of yourself. This is saying that if you are single, right, The most important thing is that you are developing the love within yourself, and then like attracts like. Okay, it's not about loving yourself simply because you want someone to come into your life to love you. It's about loving yourself and knowing that by doing that, you do attract someone who will naturally see all these amazing qualities about yourself that you've learned to evolve, right? And if you are single, then someone sees your value. The Empress is a woman whose love literally extends a person's lifespan. This is a business owner. They work from home. Beyonce is actually a Virgo. She's a Virgo, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Scorpio, rising Sun and Venus in Libra. The energy that is being embodied is, maybe this is like the head of the family or the head of a business. But this is a woman who everything this woman touches, it turns to gold. It turns into abundance, okay? She's abundant financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually. She preserves her body, okay? This is a woman that knows her value and her worth, okay? I'm seeing that some of you are married as well. Some of you are married. And unless you take very good care of yourself, you won't be able to attract someone who knows their value as well, right? And a lot of you are taking very good care of yourself, and you're just in no rush for a relationship. Your career could be something that you're nurturing, like a baby or like a child. You could very well be pregnant. But I'm seeing you take extremely good care of yourself, your health, and making sure that your life is in order, and knowing that the sky is not the limit, but your imagination is, right? The Empress also represents unconditional love. The highest vibration that you can possibly find is love. And when you flip it around, then you have evil, right? EVOL, which is why you see the polarity of it. That is being released. Rather you're getting rid of people, places, and things, rather you're getting rid of the vibration within yourself, the insecurities within yourself, and you're realizing that nobody judges you, Virgo. The only person who judges you is you. The people in your life, they love you exactly for who you are. And of course, we're all evolving. All of us, none of us are perfect, and that's okay. It's okay to be seen exactly for who you are, as long as you're able to accept what it is that you see when you look in the mirror. Okay? The happier you are with yourself, the happier that you'll be able to manifest what it is that you want in your life. But I'm saying it does come from you releasing negative memories, and the paranoia that comes from the attachment that you've had to the past that you've allowed to define yourself. This is about telling a different story and being aware of the reality and the truth. Therefore, you're capable of manifesting something brand new. I like it. I like it. I like it. Let's look at the future of your love life, Virgo. What's the future of Virgo's love life? Yeah, somebody's being released of responsibility with the Six of Cups in reverse. Someone's being released of that. And this represents a sense of communication. It can be what people have said about you, right? It can be about the perception of what has been placed upon you about what a real man or a real woman is. It's about loving yourself completely, regardless of who you may love. Love is love. Rather you're a man and you love a man, or you're a woman, you love a woman who loves a man who loves a woman, whatever it is. It's about loving yourself in that totality. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody, Virgo. And for some of you, this is same sex, because you have two feminine energies out here, so they're also maybe just same sex here. Okay? It can also represent you going from the Nine of Pentacles to the Empress. Like your business may be taking off Like you go to sleep one night and then you wake up the next morning and you're famous. I just saw a husband want to come out. Someone sees your value only because you see it within yourself. And you being very honest is actually very attractive. Take a step back. So in your love life, the future of your love life, I feel like what you're taking a step back from is, if you look, it's almost like holding on to the feminine energy here. But what I feel like you would be taking a step back on is the level of masculinity that you've been embodying. It's about, if you want to manifest anything, you have to step into the feminine energy of Virgo, which is about doing things not for the recognition, not because it's just something that'll make you feel very good and very happy, but it's also something that will help humanity. If you can provide a solution to someone's problem, that's big, right? That's huge. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's not about doing anything because of what another person thinks. It's about doing it because you want to help others on some level as well. And it is something that you enjoy, right? Even the intellect that you gain, Virgo, you utilize it to help others and to help yourself. What will be revealed to Virgo's soul? What will be revealed? You have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcanas. Optimism. I love to see it. 47 breaking down to an 11, which is a master number. Okay, a lot of you, this is very like Aquarian, to actually be honest. It's very Aquarian, also very Libra. Okay, instead of using this intellectual proficiency in order to manipulate or to become a social climber or to be able to utilize it as to and fro as you go through life, it's about utilizing that intelligence to bring a sense of justice and truth and clarity to the masses, right? To the masses, to the global collective. To be the star, in order to even get to that, you'd have to be aware of your own stream of consciousness and the impact that it has on your manifestations and the impact it has on other individuals. And Aquarian energy is about being an individual. It is about being eccentric. It represents the LGBTQ community, the stepchildren. It represents thinking outside of the box. Y'all are all going right, I'm going to go left. That's Aquarian energy. Thinking in ways that you have never imagined. Thinking in the cosmos, in the kingdoms, in the astrology, right? And it's also about being aware that when we are optimistic up here, the optimism portrays itself out here. As above, so below. The optimism is also like it's a new day. Like the sun is out, the sun is shining. I went on a walk today and I was like, the gardeners had cut like some, like a bush or something. I said, oh my God, it smells so good. I didn't know you could possibly even remotely smell a color or, see such beautiful colors and images and shapes all around you in Mother Nature. But when you take a second to just look at it and be appreciative of it, that's where the optimism stems from appreciation and gratitude for what you have and who you are, rather than what you want and what you want to be. Okay, that's what it's really all about. Which is about just, it would take a bigger perspective. It takes detaching away from what you've always believed your wishes are. It's very interesting. This is about coming out of a sense of confusion now. If you've been trying to manifest financial stability or, your wishes to come true in career or love or whatever, it's also about realizing that the very things you wish for are a living nightmare. Because it's not what's meant for you. It's not meant to be. It's out of your control. And Virgo, you love control. It's about realizing the best things happen when you're not trying to seek control, but you're realizing the only thing you have control over is how you react to it. It's the only thing you have control over. And that is actually very powerful when you allow yourself to see it that way, right? All right, you may work in beauty, or you may work in health, money, the law for some of you, or you work with nature, or even fashion, okay? So you have been visited by the hedgehog. Keep going no matter what. I feel like you've been at a dead halt for some of the things that you want to manifest, right? And it's saying, don't give up. You are nearly there. Your affirmation is, I am a winner. Okay? Not, oh, I'm going to be a winner. No, it's, I am a winner. Right? And it's also saying that you have to repeat this under your breath all day. I am a winner. Okay? This is also jealousy. Realizing where your jealousy comes from. It comes from the awareness that you lack emotional availability and where that's even coming from, right? Jealousy is a low vibration, but it's something that even Jehovah experiences. And that's okay. It just means that you're human. It means you're evolving. And no one judges you for that, okay? It's saying don't be jealous of what other people have because you have no idea what it took for them to even get there. It's about you being more confident in who you are, what you stand for, and the way you represent yourself. Okay? This has been your reading, Virgo. If you'd like a personal reading information, link down below in the description box. Next to the butterfly, I'll say.